With the narcissist, it's important that you disconnect and never look back. You see, they will express emotions. They will absolutely feel like they miss you. They may feel genuinely that they do care and love you, but you see, this is a very temporary feeling. This is really just a temporary emotional state. They will feel ashamed, they will feel remorse, they will feel regret. See, the only thing that you represent in the world of the narcissist is emotional regulation and stability, safety. You see, they're trapped in a world of fear, and that's why they have no empathy for other people. They can only do what feels right in the moment. But you see, you need to understand that the truth of this person is that even when they were feeling good, they still lied to you. They still cheated on you. They had absolutely zero concern for you, your well-being. They had no respect for you as a person, zero. They desecrated you. They smeared you. They lied to you. They lied about you. They cheated on you. They cheated you out of valuable time. They used your resources. They were grandiose. They were entitled. They did not care about you at all. They did not love you at all. It was all a lie. It was all a hoax. And whatever suffering they're going through that they associate with you is only because they have not found a replacement for you. There is nothing sacred about their experience, nothing. They're defiling, and they are unlovable, and internally they're unworthy, okay? And so you see, you will feel as if they care about you because they want you back. The only thing that they want back is to feel better. And make no mistake that you will bring them back. They will feel wonderful. They will be loving. You will feel connected. And the very moment they get triggered again, the entire history of the relationship and every narcissistic injury and every reason they hate you, they will have a crushing betrayal experience. You see, the highs that they feel in just getting you back and rebuilding their ego is going to be preceded by a crash. And when they crash, this is why the betrayals that they enact on people get worse and worse. If you noticed, every time they split and went into a rage, they reconnected with you and you felt really connected and close. And you might even have this idea that you were getting closer to them even though they were getting crazier to the end. That's how they feel. You see, when they unload the rage, then they get this euphoria of reconnecting because it absolves them of the shame and the guilt and the anger. And so when they reconnect with you, they feel a sense of security. You know, they got the cathartic release of hurting you, but you also occur to them as safe. You see, when they've neutralized you by punishing you, making you cry, you see, then this all of a sudden reconstitute the ideal. They're like, wait, it's like they hurt their baby. They will feel remorse. They'll be really sorry. But you see, this doesn't change anything. This is the dynamic. And so this is why it's so hard, because in those moments, they do have positive emotions associated with you. To them, that's reminding of the love bombing. You see, like when you reconnect with them, it will literally be better or like when they first met you, to them and to you. And so in that idealized space, they're really anticipating it. They feel genuine feelings associated with you. But you see, that's just their emotional state changing. That's just the false self. And so it has no meaning. It has no real value. There is nothing sacred with them. That even knowing that, it does not make a difference. They're not faithful. They will do it again. They will never change for you. It is impossible. Like when a person has chosen darkness, deception, and lies, it is not a pretty picture. See, I'm old enough now where I've actually witnessed some of these people from my 20s and where they're at now in life. And it's such a heartbreaking thing to know, because I wouldn't want that for anybody that I love. Because you see, especially the very unstable female coverts that are they use their sexuality, you know, it doesn't, when they cross a certain threshold in their 30s, what ends up happening is that their family turns their back on them. Nobody wants to deal with this nasty person. Nobody can believe their bullshit anymore. You know, they don't have anywhere to go. and they get more unstable. You see, they can't get the same supply. They lose their social interest, meaning that the thirst traps are not going to work the same way. And they're not going to be able to get the same quality of person. They're going to get used a lot. The caliber of male and person that deals with these aging covert females gets lower and lower and lower. You can't future fake anymore. You can't play the victim after a certain age. And it just turns into sick nightlife desperation. It turns into multiple people at one time. It just turns into being passed around. It's like they become a hobo of sorts, where they just attach to random people, and some of them that I've seen, it's really sick, but they attach to people like very, very weak covert males. Like they will get subservient covert males that are sycophantic and will do everything for them, and they don't romanticize those relationships, so they live off them. And so they'll have kind of like slaves, and so they'll always have these people, and these people will come in and out of rotation. So this narcissist always needs caretakers. And so the older female manipulator like this becomes a parasite off of very, very weak people that they just don't have any respect for them, but they use them for, living quarters. And they reach really just the lowest tier, because they don't have the stability for long-term relationships, meaning the very volatile, toxic, malignant ones, they can't stay with somebody stable very long before they fall apart. And so what ends up happening is they need a really more desperate person than them that will trauma bond to them and do everything they want. And a person like a male that's just a grandiose victim, just a masochist, would be perfect. And so they'll have that person and they'll just fight with them all the time and control them. They'll manipulate the shit out of them. Like they'll lay in the bed with them, but never give them any sex, and then, just do whatever they want. It'll torture that person, but that person being tortured by them, that's their destiny as well. And so this is what it looks like. I've seen it because I've gone out with people and I looked at them and I watched how they moved. Nothing changed. Like it's like their personality is identical. Like you expect people to grow as a function of time. The narcissist does not have any growth whatsoever. None. The way that they were when you met them, 20 years can go by, they're exactly the same. The difference is, well, they're not, in their 20s anymore. If they're 30s, 40s, it becomes very depraved. It becomes very sick. It becomes they need somebody now, and it's just one night stand after one night stand bouncing around, and nobody wants to attach to them. It's like, no, they can't fake it. They can't, it's, it gets really ugly. And so, have compassion, because, it doesn't get better for them. It gets much worse. They have no upper trajectory in their life from being this way. It gets very, 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 very dark. Like they live in the crevices at the as they get older. And so, you wanted to help them. Some of you noticed that, and you just hoped and prayed. You wish you could have made a difference for them, but you can't. They don't want to be saved. They chose that life. And it's easier for them to just control narratives, lie, and once you're hip to them, you don't usually have to worry about them trying to come back. Like they're so scared, so cowardly. I don't really have problems with hooverings. Once I really show them my cards as far as letting them know that I have their number, I've never had them trying to reach back to me. It's very uncommon. So they're so scared of an awoken person that knows what their deal is that they'll leave you alone. So, and that's the best case scenario. You don't really want to hear from them again anyway.